What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're reviewing the Santa Claus Free, the Escape Clause, and whew, that was a mouthful. Now, a lot of people consider Santa Claus Free to be, like, the weakest in the series. I get it, it's not as good as the first two, but I still had some fun with it, though, because, first of all, oh god. I do love how they have this, like, somewhat dark timeline of what if, Jack Frost was Santa Claus instead of, Scott Calvin. Basically everybody would just be, mad at him. Plus, like, the Santa Claus Free is when, like, basically is when the series, well, okay, because in my opinion, I do like, I forget his name, but I like Jack Frost in here, right? He's basically he's basically a egotistical villain, though, because, and basically, suddenly, Santa Claus or Tim Allen is, like, stressed in this movie over, like, isn't it, like, already a stressful job to be on basically every kid in the world? So I get his frustrations, okay, because, and the escape clause saying, I'll never be Santa at all, ooh, and Mrs. Claus's, parents, especially the dude when he goes, I'm Father Christmas, yay! Oh man, that's hilarious. But in my opinion, Escape Clause for a lot of people is pretty much weak. The weakest in the series. I get it because it's just not as good as the first two. And the third movie in a trilogy is usually the weakest. Alright, because think of it. X-Men Free, Terminator Free, Dark Knight Rises, which I actually like that one. Okay, I know The Dark Knight Rises wasn't as good as the first two movies, but I still liked it. Okay, I thought it was, as a movie, it's pretty good. Anyways, back to Santa Claus Free. You need to tell me that not one person didn't notice Jack Frost's shenanigans? Not one person noticed? And another thing, why did Scott Calvin's niece decide to go to her parents, which makes no sense, because she should have went, to Santa Claus, but for some reason she did her parents instead, which ultimately got them, frozen. But in my opinion, overall, no. But, and then Jack Frost just turns everything into basically an amusement park, which is a park that I would legitimately want to go to, though. I would legitimately want to go there. But, in my opinion, overall, this movie is just not as good as the first two. And, like, overall, I thought it wasn't as good as the first two. That's my overall thoughts. And that's it. The Santa Claus Free, the Escape Clause, came out 2006, and sadly has the lowest box office out of the free Santa Claus movies in opening weekend. And since the Santa Claus Free basically just didn't make as much money as the first two, basically this was a sign for Disney to basically retire the franchise. Because of this movie, the Santa Claus Free is basically the movie that basically, well, got this franchise to be dormant. And basically Disney decided to put all the toys away because the Santa Claus 3 basically just didn't make as much money as Disney wanted to. And because of that, we never got a Santa Claus. We never got a follow-up until 2006, so 2016, 16 years. Yeah. We didn't get a Santa Claus. We didn't get a continuation of the Santa Claus franchise until 16 years later. Which is why which is why we're doing this series this year in the first place, because in like celebration of the recent Santa Claus sequel series, we review this whole series, and we are finally wrapped up this whole franchise until the Santa Claus TV series, which I'm very rarely. I'm probably not going to do any TV shows, okay? Because I'm going to review every episode then. Simple. So yeah, if you want to see a continuation of the Santa Claus series or franchise, go watch the sequel series. Okay, by the time of the recording of this video, I may have watched the series already, but I haven't yet. Past me hasn't, or at least past me hasn't watched it yet, but maybe future me has. So yeah, stay tuned for more movie reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.